If you do parkour, you hate the stutter step. It's this weird shuffle that instantly makes your movement look bad. And this might not mean anything to you in your life, but to me, this is dead serious. Because to create movement that looks easy and effortless, every step has to be intentional and land in the right place. Think about it like movement minimalism. As soon as one move is where it's not supposed to be, it will stick out like a sore thumb. At least to me. Like just now. Did you catch that? Rewind. Now watch for my left hand as it reaches for that ledge and can't quite find it. That unintentional movement, it almost ruins the whole run for me. That's the level of pettiness we're operating on here. Because those few times you do manage to get every step perfectly in the right place are just so satisfying, and a big reason for why this sport feels like an art form to me.
Wrong step.
Because when it works, the rhythm of the steps sounds like music to my ears. Listen to this. Now this sounds like an instrument out of tune. Now the cause of our spontaneous tap dance is obvious. It's not like it's some weird movement Tourette that happens randomly. The shuffle step always happens because we have a favorite takeoff leg, and if that takeoff leg doesn't arrive at the takeoff, we have to do this weird leg shuffle to fix that. The most common way I see people try to fix the stutter step is by doing the kind of detective work and retracing every single step of their run to figure out exactly the right leg to start from. Left, right, left. The problem is most of the time this doesn't work. The steps you're gonna actually take when you do the run full speed are gonna be a little bit shorter or longer than you plan, and then you're gonna run into exactly the same problem again. And personally, when I started parkour, I had this vision of myself of becoming a movement monster, someone who can just spontaneously react to any obstacle in its way and find a beautiful way to overcome it without the need of big preparation, like a wave moving through a city. I didn't want to be someone who has to count every single step of their run and calculate the distances before I could make it look nice. So over the years, I found a few effective methods of overcoming the stutter step, and today I'm going to share them with you. The most common problem is also the easiest to fix. Most people have too long of a run up and are going too fast. Look, there's no reason you need to perform a 100-meter sprint just to do a simple vault. It's very rare in parkour that you actually need full speed for anything. Unless you're Toby Seeger. So with a long run up, it's hard to figure out which foot should go first, and also because you're going so fast, you have to do a stutter step to slow yourself down to the appropriate speed for your move. This dude just walked past as I was doing the bad example, and he thinks I'm a fucking idiot. So instead, just go for the shortest run up possible, giving you exactly the speed that you need. And once you start hitting jumps that do require you to go faster, there's a wrong and a right way to go about it. The wrong way is to try to hit your desired speed from the beginning and then keep it all the way until you hit the obstacle. What I found a lot more comfortable is to start the run up with a slow jog and then explode with those last 3 steps. Because if you're already moving, 3 steps is all you need. Look at this perfect dive roll setup. Oh my God, I'm so happy I found you. This block will send me flying right through this gap. And luckily, I've trained my running jumps off of my right and my left leg. So it actually doesn't matter which leg lands on this block. So of course, one's always gonna be better, but to be somewhat proficient on both legs will take so much stress away when it comes to something like this, where really you wanna be worried all about hitting this gap. This is where the danger is. And if it doesn't matter to you which leg arrives here, you can really focus on just what's important. And of course, in a perfect world, we would practice all moves on both sides, but we only have so much time in the day. So what I would recommend is you practice your running jump from both legs and also your wall runs. Those two just come up the most often and cause the most problems for me. For the next tip, we'll have to go into the archives. Now the day I'm gonna show you is from when we were shooting the video Boss Mode in Bangkok with my crew. We're up bright and early every day trying to make use of that beautiful morning light and also trying to avoid the brutal Bangkok heat. All day we're exploring the city, trying to find new and cool spots while pushing ourselves to do the best action possible. For this style of shooting, we usually don't go to parkour spots. We are at more public places where it's more likely that you get kicked out, or we're even trying to sneak into places to get a shot you usually wouldn't see. This is important for today's topic because you can't just keep trying a run until it works.
Is this the shot? Yeah. We will have to do something here, basically.
Sometimes you just have a few goes before you get kicked out, so you have to nail it as fast as possible. And to make everything even more complicated, that day a German TV crew was following me around. I mean, big camera, boom mic, everything. Our sneak level was way down. We were standing out so much.
Try it again.
At the beginning of this shot, you can see me wave the camera crew away, but that will still be in the shot later on. Anyway, this is the line I was trying to get that day, and the footwork was really tricky. This first part was easy, but the last trick, I just couldn't get the steps right. And right after this attempt, we were kicked out. We weren't gonna give up that easily, so we walked down the block and got some important other shots, and then returned to get my line a few hours later. And this time I actually managed to complete the run once. However, my footwork was all over the place. Look at the steps in this clip, it's just not nice. Come on, I wanted to do better, but of course, right after this we got kicked out. We got so close. However, I had learned something important this time around. The problem was, no matter how well I planned out my run, that first trick would always send me into a little bit of a different direction, so I left having to figure out the rest of the run on the fly. So even if I wanted to plan out every step, I couldn't. It always happened a little bit differently. And I didn't have the luxury of just being able to keep trying and trying until I got lucky. And that's when I had an important realization. Maybe not every step has to be perfect. Maybe some steps are more important than others. What even if there was one key step that, if I focus on it and get that right, the rest of the run will magically fall into place? And with this run, I figured that if I get my left foot right at the top of this second step, that will give me the perfect run up for the last trick. And just when I had my realization, I noticed security pulling up on the bike behind me, and I thought, well, it's now or never. And we got the shot, and it was awesome, and that's why I'm always on the lookout for that one key step that will make the rest of my line magically fall into place. Try it out. I have one last tip in my bag for you, which is sort of a get out of jail free card for those situations where you're running up towards a jump and you realize your steps are not quite right, but you want to try to fix it instead of going back to the beginning. For example, when you're in a competition and restarting your whole run is just not an option. That's when I would use the double step. I guess some people might call it a ghost step. Basically, you're just going to use the same leg twice, which is sort of a Uno reverse card because you're going to end up with the different leg at the end of your run-up. The thing with the double step is that it's not ideal, but actually it doesn't look that bad. It doesn't ruin that much of your flow, and if you pull it off right, it can look kind of cool. If you enjoyed this video, I'm pretty sure you would enjoy my weekly newsletter where I share 5 different things to help you level up your creative movement. This could be a gadget, a hack, something I'm experimenting with right now, or just a video I found motivational or inspirational. If that sounds fun, sign up with the link in the bio and I'm going to send you an email next Friday. See you there. Bye.